Please get away from me with this. I rebuke you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That is what I was thinking when I saw that man coming towards me. Disclaimer, this video we will be talking about being in religious settings. I am religious. Maybe you are religious, maybe you aren't. Maybe you believe in God, maybe you don't. However, on this channel, we will not be talking against any religion. We will not be doxing any religion. Um, yeah. So if you have any religious trauma, I would highly suggest you not watch if you're easily triggered. So before I talk about what happened Sunday, let me go back to last year. Last year, I was switched to a new congregation because they had to reassemble the district, right? I'm at a congregation with some of my family that I wasn't originally with, right? But my mom is still at the same congregation as me. That's all that matters. Um, so we've been at this congregation for probably about 6 months at that point, and this new couple starts coming to our congregation. Let's call them the Moors, right? The Moors start coming. They are around my mom's age in their 50s. And I'm not thinking much of it, right? So it was a Sunday, right? And we're sitting in front of them, they're sitting behind us. Nothing to fear there. During the worship, my mom participates in the worship and she, enters in some of the discussions that we're having. I, however, did not enter into any of the discussions. I just listened, and sat back. So after the meeting is over with, we say our prayers and we start socializing before we leave, saying our hi byes, whatever. They're behind us, so my mom is greeting him and his wife, and I do as well because they're new. He turns to my mom and goes, "Oh, I really enjoyed, what you had to say. I enjoyed your comment." And my mom, she's like, "Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it." And then he turns to me and he's like, "Oh, I really loved your comment too." And in my head, I'm like, "Oh, maybe he's confused. I mean, I didn't say anything this Sunday, but like, maybe he's thinking about a couple of Sundays ago. Were they even here a couple of Sundays ago?" And then I'm like, "Oh, okay. Yeah. He's trying to be cute. He's trying to be funny. I don't like that." So as I'm shaking his hand, I'm like, what do you mean by that? He's like, "Oh, I like your comment. I liked your comment." And he starts laughing, right? Because he was trying to be funny. I'm like, "I don't get it. What do you mean?" And he says it again. And I'm like, "I don't get it. What do you mean?" And I have this kind of like stern, flat tone of my voice. And I've always been told that I have like a unreadable, stoic face. So when I can, I weaponize that. And I don't even know what happened, but he just eventually just like walked away. Like poof, he was gone. And his wife is like left behind and she's like frantic trying to like scuttle around cleaning up his mess like, "Oh, he didn't mean it like that, he didn't blah blah blah." Girl, I don't care. I don't care. It is not up to you to clean up your husband's mess. I really don't care. Matter of fact, I actually feel bad for you. I hear you guys are newlyweds. I feel bad. Okay, so between that time last year All right, so between that time last year and this Sunday, this past Sunday, my my interactions with Brother Moore, who is in his 50s, right, has been very high by, if that. Because when I tell you, when I go into worship, I'm there to worship. At this season of my life, I know that God wants me to go into his place of worship to worship, not to deal with the people. Because I was coming out of a congregation that was very toxic, and I was already nervous about going into a new congregation. Um, but when I tell you spiritually, I've excelled so much since being pushed into a new congregation. So there have been blessings, but I'm not here to make friends. Do I sound like those girls on America's Next Top Model? I'm not here to make friends, but right now I'm not, and I'll get onto that probably in another video. But I'm like, okay, cool. He's leaving me alone. Then yesterday, because it's Monday when I'm filming this, he comes up to me as I just walk in and take my seat, probably about 8 minutes before it starts, the meeting starts. And I'm putting on my lip gloss in my compact mirror. And he comes over and he greets my mom, and my mom, shakes his hand and walks off to talk to some of her acquaintances, associates, whatever. I'm fixing my lip gloss, right? And he's like, oh, let's say my name. Let's say my name is Siobhan, right? He's like, oh, Yvonne, Krishan, like trying to guess my name when in between that time he's been knowing my name is Siobhan. He's had no problem with that. Everyone knows that's my name. It's been publicly stated from the platform that that is my name. It's not a secret. Again, he's trying to be cute. Um, so as he's stumbling about again, I'm not laughing. I'm actually annoyed. So while he's talking to me, I'm still sitting down and I go back to applying my lip gloss in the mirror. And I'm like, I say in a flat voice, I'm like, you're getting warmer. And he's like, oh, warmer? And walks off. I'm like, this guy, oh boy, this guy stinks. That's literally what I'm thinking. And basically, this is just something that I've experienced a lot. And I don't know if I should say sadly or thankfully. I know I'm not the only woman that has experienced this with men. It's like they want so bad to get a reaction out of you. Let me say this, him wanting to get a reaction out of me by making these stupid, annoying, immature jokes that lean into being slightly disrespectful, that is the bare minimum. I've dealt with worse from men. But have you ever dealt with men? I'm sure you have. Who are so desperate for any reaction or interaction from you. They want to swap energy with you, so they'll try and make you laugh. They'll try to annoy you. They'll do anything to get a reaction out of you. And then, as women, we've all been dealing with this since we were little girls. Like since preschool up till adulthood, like, it continues to happen. It's like as you grow up, you guys are going to realize not everybody grows up. Or they'll grow up in one way, like in one avenue mentally or emotionally, but in the others, they're still very much inept. Um, One of my favorite things to do with these people is to starve them. I don't give them my energy. I conserve my energy emotionally and mentally. I'm not wasting it on that trash bucket, in my opinion. I will not smile. I will not laugh. I will not play along. What I will give you is a beautiful gray rock. I make sure I'm as boring, blank, silent, and stern as possible. I want to be that girl where they're like, oh, she's so boring. Because guess what? That keeps people from bothering me. And of course, I'm not that way with everyone, but I'm that way with the dark entities, as I like to call them. And you can see it kill them inside. It's like they hate it, they get frustrated because it's like they want you to entertain them or they want you to soften the awkwardness or they want to rile you up. Any reaction you give them, whether it's you hee 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 laughing or you getting irritated, they're going to love it. And once they get that reward, they're going to keep using the same tactics so they can keep getting that hit because they're an addict. So the best thing you can do is gray rock. There's no need for a conversation unless things get really out of pocket and crazy and disrespectful. Then yes, there needs to be some sort of conversation, and there might need to be witnesses. But other than that, it's like gray rock. Because I'm telling you, the first time when I gave him that reaction about the whole comment thing, he wouldn't have left me alone for that long period of time without saying something stupid if I gave him a hit. But because he was like, dang, it's like I'm throwing uncooked spaghetti at a wall, it's not sticking. So, what these men are doing is they're testing your boundaries under the guise of a joke. They're fishing for your attention or they're trying to gain some sort of rapport with you through forced humor instead of a respectful conversation. And it's not even necessarily about the joke, right? It's about them wanting control. It's about you playing your role, the role that they give you, whether they want you to be the girl who's like cute and laughing at their lame jokes or again, they just want to get a reaction out of you because if you're the type of girl who you're very hard to read, you're reserved, and you have any type of looks to you, people are going to poke the bear. You're the bear and people are going to poke you. That's just the way it is. And you're going to have to figure out how to navigate life with those quote unquote burdens you have to bear in a way that keeps you sane, in a way that has you to where you're not expending so much emotional and mental energy to voids. And by voids, I mean the empty vessels around you that are people. For me, I've always been told, and when I say told, I'm not talking about by men, I've been told this by women in my family. The men in my family have had no issue with it that basically something was wrong with me because I was reserved, something was wrong with me because I was stoic. But to me, I didn't have any problems making friends. So I'm like, what is the difference if I'm quiet? Me being introverted, me being quiet, that's not a sin. That is not a sin. And it took me to enter my mid 20s to become perfectly okay with being an introvert. I took the Myers Briggs 16 personalities test. I took that and I found out I'm an INTJ and I found out my mom's an ENTJ, and that makes so much sense. Anyway, so it's like I've always been told you have like such a mean face and you need to smile more. Like you don't look approachable by women in my family. And it's like, okay, you expect me like a like an idiot smiling from ear to ear all the time. That doesn't make any sense. I would rather people think I am evil than for them to think that I'm stupid. I'd rather people think, oh, Siobhan is so evil. She's so mean. She's a mean girl. She's a fill in the blank, whatever evil word, nasty word they like to call women. I would rather people say that to me and behind my back than for them to say that I'm stupid, for them to think that I'm gullible. I've even experienced men try to flirt with me by either being jokey or picking on me. This one guy, like that was his way of flirting with me, was like picking on me. And when I didn't take the bait and I looked at him like he was stupid, within the same evening, right? He's like, do you not like me? Like, am I like ew to you? And I'm like, you're not my preferred type. And of course, I didn't go into details, but it's like, okay, first of all, sir, you're not attractive. Second of all, your personality sucks. Like the character development, the personality, it's not there, honey. That's not even there. So I can't even tolerate you. Um, but you see what I mean, even with that. He was picking on me because I made him feel insecure about himself. Because he's like, oh, well, she doesn't like me because she's not smiling when she sees me, or she's not going out of her way to talk to me, so maybe she doesn't think that I'm cute. You're correct. You're absolutely correct. I am not attracted to you in any way, shape, or form. No, thank you. No, thank you. I've seen what I needed to see. I'm not interested. But, ladies, please do not give these men energy to feed off of. Okay, they're a parasite. They want your energy. Do not give it to them. Any attention you give them is golden. It doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter if you slapped them across the face. That would still be like the holy grail. Oh my God, I roused her up so much. She slapped me across the face. I can't believe it. I'm going to take that formula that got me that reaction and I'm going to do it times 10 so I can get a bigger reaction. And guess what? Like that random, undesirable guy who used insulting me as a flirting technique, he got bored and went away. These people will go away. I have narcissistic family members who live near me who, ever since I started Grayrocking, they've gotten bored and they've left me alone. What I will say is they will try and do a Hoover once a year, but because I Grayrock, they get bored and they leave me alone. Do not give these people attention. In closing, if you've dealt with men like this at your place of worship, at work, at school, anywhere, just know you're not cold, you're not rude, you're setting boundaries. And even if you are, at where I am right now in life, you calling me cold or rude, that is like words of affirmation. So that doesn't even bother me. But I'm just telling you, that's you having boundaries, okay? And the truth is that your silence is a response, your flat tone is a response, your blank stare is a response. The best thing you can do to take care of yourself is to starve that attention seeking man. Okay, and the better you get at it, it is going to become an Olympic sport for you. You're going to have gold medals. When I tell you, that is like my favorite activity is starving attention seeking people. Man, woman, child, elderly. I don't care. You can all catch it. But that is enough of my ramblings for today. The chapter is closed on this one, and we will reopen a new one in the next video. Thank you for listening. Yours truly, Miss Red.